I'm Victoria Burns, here reporting for Kids First. I recently saw Chasing Mavericks, and I love this true story. The main character, Jay Moriarty, portrayed by Johnny Weston, was so optimistic and friendly and just adorable throughout the whole movie. He made the whole presence around him bright and made everyone happy no matter what the circumstances were. He was always optimistic about every situation. This story was about the story of Jay and his quest to surf Mavericks, which were waves that were assumed to be a myth. But one day, after he jumped on his mentor's truck and discovered that he'd finally seen the biggest waves on Earth, called Mavericks, he begged Frosty, portrayed by Gerard Butler, to train him to surf Mavericks, and finally he broke down and started to train him. Jay had been obsessed with waves and surfing since he was about 7 or 8 years old, and he would time the swells of the waves to determine how big the waves were and which wave was the best to surf. He came from a unstable home environment. His dad left him, and he was acting as a parent to his parent, his mom. And he was just great about it. He was very optimistic, like I said, and throughout the whole movie he was just optimistic about everything. Frosty acts as Jay's mentor, who he's also a surfing legend, and he teaches him to surf Mavericks, which is the hardest thing that he'll have to do ever, because there's over a ton of water coming down on you if you take the drop of the Maverick wave while you surf. And this movie was just very inspirational. It tells you to not give up and to always fight for your dreams. In the movie, Jay gained a true love, which was his childhood and high school sweetheart, and they got married. There was a little tragedy in this movie at the end, and it was kind of unexpected, and it kind of just takes you by surprise, and it might make you cry a little bit, but this is a good movie to go and cry in. I like that this movie didn't slander some of the facts about the actual story. It was mostly accurate. It only had a few parts that were a little dramatic, but this movie was pretty accurate. I went and looked it up after I saw the movie, which I've seen twice because it was so great, and I realized that most of the facts in this movie were pretty accurate. And I like movies that are based on true stories, but they're also right about what they're shown accurately in the movie, and the actors actually sort of look like the characters that they're playing. This movie was just great. I can't even add any more words to it. It was just a great movie. It's inspiring, and it made me want to surf, but then I cannot hold my breath for 4 minutes, which is what you have to do if you would like to surf a Maverick. And they don't last in the same place for a long time. They're only there for a couple months or a few months. And this movie was just unexplainable. I will probably go and see it for a third time, maybe even a fourth time. I would recommend it for ages probably 7 and up, because this movie was kind of long. It could get a little tedious to just sit and watch for a long time for people or small children younger than 7. And it had a little substance abuse hint to it, and if you're a younger age you probably won't catch it, but if you're 12 or 13 you might catch it. But he could probably see it with an adult. And I give it 5 out of 5 stars. I love the story, and it's a great memorial of Jay Moriarty, who was, based on this movie, I think he's the greatest person ever. He seems like an adorable, fun personality, and it's sad to see that he's not here anymore. And I'm Victoria Byrne, signing out.